Hello, 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 hello. So today is May 2nd, and this live chat will be about my crafting April. So I'll wait a minute to see if people can join. So yeah, Instagram telling people that I'm live. Okay, good. So I saw a little spike of with new followers. So just little intro. I'm Natalia Pleshko. So my Instagram handle is Natalia Yarncraft, Natalia_Yarncraft. The same way you can find me on YouTube. And I'm knit and crochet pattern designer, and I do usually once a month a live chat to talk about my previous month and what happened during this month, what I made, and so on. So, and today is everything about April. So let's begin. Let me see if I can change a little bit. Okay, here. Let's begin with the latest, super latest news. Yesterday I opened, so it's supposed to be a couple days ago, but we have trouble with website. So yesterday I opened test call. So call for test knitters to make and test a shawl, and this shawl will be in Tandem magazine, and this is for winter issue. So in Tandem magazine is a magazine that several designers are creating patterns, doing all the things behind the scene to publish this magazine. So it's a collaboration, I think 14 designers doing this together. So, and I will have two designs. One will be in winter issue, which is for knitters, and one will be in a summer issue, which is for crocheters. So you will see my two designs in these magazines. So, and yesterday I opened the test call, and in the evening I already saw a couple people applied, but I want to give them and other people a little bit more time to go all through applications and see how many people applied and how many will I accept. So after probably this live chat, I'll go on Yarn Pond, and we'll be going through application and checking who is applying and so on. So I can show you the complete design because it's a secret until it will be published. But if you apply for the test, of course you will see what you're making. What I can tell you, this is triangular symmetrical shawl, so it's about this kind of thing. So, and the shawl works from the neckline down, and first you work the body of the shawl, and then you will be working border from one side and then from the other side and connect them here in the middle. This is how the shawl is constructed, and it's a pretty big shawl. It's about 2 meters wingspan and around 70 centimeters, I think, top to bottom. You will need 2 skeins, 100 gram skeins for the body of one color, and 2, so you will be using a little bit less than 2, but you need 2 skeins for the borders. And body is made with one color and border is made with second color. I won't say it's like a main and contrast, but more like a first color and second color. Sample is made with Malabrigo area. This is, I believe, sport. Yes, it's, they say like a DK sport and sport weight yarn. It is 335 yards, which is 306 meters per 100 gram. So I used 2 of these for the body and 2 of this for the border. So if you would like to apply for the test, the application is still open and the test is on Yarn Pond. I think yesterday I put already a link in the stories, and it's also in my bio, so you can find it. Or you can go directly to yarnpond.com. It's one of the first tests that you can see there. So what else I can say about this? So it is body is relatively simple, but border has border here and here has lots of cables. That's why I asking for testers who have experience with cable knitting. So it will be lots of crossing from one side to another, plus it will be also crossing stitches, not only knit to knit stitches, but also knit to purl or purl to knit, and so on. So, and I will have charts in patterns, so I'll ask also a tester to go and check all the charts. So if you, especially if you prefer charts for your knitting, this is a good fit for you to test this pattern. I have a couple of charts there. So what else? Deadline is for the test is June 22nd, I believe, but I'll open a little bit to go flexible in one or other direction. But yeah, I'll prefer if you finish before June 22nd. It is like almost 2 months, so I hope it's enough time for you to start and work on the shawl. Anything else? Let me see and check. So about the test, I think that's it. So test is on Yarn Pond. I'm looking for testers who are good with cables and charts. So you will need 2 colors of sport weight yarn, so and samples made with Malabrigo area, so 2 skeins for body, 2 skeins for the border. I think that's it. Yeah, and so check the link in bio and you can find the test and all the exact information, exact yardage, and what size needles and so on. So I hope you jump for this test and we'll work together, and you will be the first ones after our designers who see this design in real life. Okay, next point of previous months of October, sorry, April. My big project that I needed during the April is this one. This is top. That's I work from the top to the bottom, and I'll show you in full length. So here you can see I have lace around my shoulders. I have garter here in the middle, and lace part going almost waist down, and the back is completely lace pattern. So you can see here on the shoulders a little bit of garter, and garter is around like a bands here, and a little bit here on the bottom also garter band. So this is my project of the month. I've worked not the most of the time of this month, but yeah, maybe 2/3 of the month I work on this project. And yeah, already said it's I work top down. Started with shoulders, made this lace panel on the right front, on the left front, and start making lace panel for the back, and then work this part middle, and after I bind it off a little bit for the kind of sleeve, but it's actually sleeveless. And I connect front and back and work down seamlessly, so it's one piece front and back. Yeah, so this is, and the biggest challenge for this project was I had only 3 skeins of yarn, and I wanted to use all of this and not buying anymore. So the yarn I used for this project is LRA cotton organic, eco organic cotton. So it is, yeah, cotton, I think 100%, and 250 meters per 100 gram. What they call it? I think it's DK or sport. What they using it as description on their website. Let me see. Okay, yeah, they call it DK. So, but yeah, because it's cotton, it's sometimes a little bit different feeling the thickness of the yarn in comparison to wool. So cotton is more dense. And so I used all 3 skeins. I think it's like only couple yards left. I even show pictures on the grid how much yarn I had left, and ask you guys with a little ball how what do you think, how many rows I can go to finish this ball. So yeah, I like it because this cotton is very, very soft, and it's worked nicely. So really recommend that if you wanna try cotton, and so you have around yarn store with that carry this cotton. So very happy with result. Only one thing left. I actually need to block this top. So because it's still lace need little bit extra touch to block, but I didn't have time to do this because I was busy with a different project also. So this was my like a big needed project of April, and so the plan was to use these 3 skeins, and that's why I started from the top to the bottom, because I have no idea how long I can make it. And I was pretty happy with the length, with the result, and how it's all turned out. So very nice. Okay, to the next part. I think that's it about this top. I'm not sure if I will be turning this project into pattern, because I have right now my other ideas piling up, and I don't know, maybe at some point I'll come down to this part and start thinking to write it as a pattern for others. We'll see. But yeah, the knit itself was so I have here two different lace patterns and garter stitch in between. So it's not like something super complicated. It just plus lines, almost all lines without. Here under arm, here I have little bit decreasing part, but all others it's most like straight knitting. You knit straight back and forth if here parts, this part or this part, or you just knit in a round for the bottom part after you connect front and back together. So we'll see what happened here. And right now I'm working on the project that is have several different projects in one, and so that here little background story for this. I also teaching recently knitting for beginners, and so I work with very beginners, and they give me an idea to make this little project. So my idea is to create I won't say it a course, but it will be like a step-by-step in progressing from simplest to more complicated. Make hats as your knitting improvement projects. So first level hat is for very beginning, then second level hat we introduce more stitches, and then level 3 hat is more complicated, and so on and so on. So at this point right now I have already 3 hats. Let's start with a level 1 hat. My first prototype was made with a simple acrylic yarn, and this is what I have here. So I'll wear it, you can see. Okay, simple beanie, and the idea for this head, so you learned how to do a knit stitch and you want to practice your knit stitch, but you don't want to make a scarf or a dishcloth or washcloth or whatever, any triangle rectangle thing. And here we will be using only knit stitch all the way here. The starting point or the band will be work back and forth. So if you're working back and forth with knit stitches, we're creating garter stitch. So here's a little garter band, and it was work back and forth. So at the end we will be doing a little seam here, but it's just 10 rows of garter. It's not much a seam actually. And then you start working in around, and all the stitches just knit stitches. Knit, 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 knit. And here, because I don't want to introduce double points or magic loop or two circulars or so on here at this point for the crown, so that's why this crown look like you decrease some stitches, but at the end you just rapidly decrease, and that's why we have this little like a pleats, yeah, or something. So this is our first level head. So, and then after I make my first prototype, I decide to change the yarn and go with because this is acrylic and it's hard to connect this in the middle because the acrylic was pretty thick. Even it is worsted yarn, worsted weight yarn. So I decided to go with a little bit different yarn, more softer and with lots of colors, and you have almost find any in any local yarn store. It's Birocco vintage. So super nice, super soft. I think it's wool, acrylic and nylon blend. So I like it, and I already made different project with it, and I think I have even one pattern that's used Birocco. So this is my presentation hat for the level 1 hat. Yeah, and it is the same, just simple beanie. You have here a garter stitch band, you have plenty of knit stitches to practice here, and because I'm making this pattern as much understandable for beginners, I also doing lots of videos. So I wanted to make a pattern with lots of extra videos, so it's more look like a course. So first like a step 1, we collecting what we need to use for the cat, like what kind of yarn, what kind of needle, and so on. This is like a little video. Step 2, we casting on what we will be using and how we need. So because also it is for beginners, and most beginners using long tail cast on. I'm starting with long tail cast on here, and I show how to estimate, for example, long tail for the cast on, and so on and so on. This is like extra video. And then step 3, we have band, and then next step we continue to work the body of the head. Next step we're working on the crown, how we decreasing here, and so on. So this is more like a lots of video that will be put together It will be also written pattern. Yeah, it will be like all normal pattern way, but I will include lots of videos in this pattern. And because I was also making all these videos, shooting these videos, it was a little bit different way to make my actual project, because to shoot a video you need to do like a little setup, place everything, your camera and so on, so you can run around and just need couple rows here, couple rows there, as I usually do, like on the go in the car or somewhere on the soccer field. So it was a little bit like, okay, if I'm doing this, I need to be present, at least at home, to shoot a video and so on. It was interesting, like a little bit different perspective on actually working on the project, because I said already, I'm usually doing many knitting or crocheting during my like run around time, picking kids, or waiting from the soccer practice, or something like going somewhere and waiting for them, or so on so. And yeah, and here, okay, I need to think ahead, and okay, if I will be shooting this part, I need to be here and actually working. And if I'm away from home, what kind of project I will be working on, because I don't have a project that I need to work, don't have with me. And it was like, okay, a little bit different way of my usual crafting. But okay, anyway, I think I'm almost finished with all the videos with this hat. I need to make only video what kind of material you need to for the hat, because I didn't think I had when I started it, and so I need to do this video, so to include what kind of needle, what kind of markers, and so and so and so. Also, before I started this hat, I shot a video how to wind yarn from the hank to the ball or the cake. Yeah, so if you're using, if you have yarn swift, you can make it this way. If you don't have yarn swift and you need to use something in your house to make a yarn ball, or so. I already made this video, and it is already on YouTube. Oops. How to wind yarn from hank to ball or something, I think the name of the video. And also, like extra video also was how to actually do a simple yarn ball, just let's look like a ball. how I start, and how to make a center pull yarn ball. So if you want to pull your yarn from the middle and not outside the ball. So this video is also on YouTube. So okay, this month was lots of video that I was making and shooting, and yeah, it was like a video month. April is a video month. Okay, this hat is almost complete with all these extra videos, and I need just to write down all the steps in a written pattern. So, and then I'll send it to the world. Okay, this is level 1 hat. So what you think, what will be next? A level 2 hat. And I made a couple samples also for level 2, and with level 2 I'm introducing also purl stitches, and on top of knit 2 together, like in level 1, here we will be doing knit 2 together and SSK. So this is my level 2 hat, and I got also 2 colors here, but of course it will be option for knitters to make it in 1 color, and it is extra thing to do differently for 2 colors and just for 1 color, because here I also show how to change color and work in a pattern, especially how to work purl stitches if you start with a new yarn. And the better way to avoid these extra bumps of different colors that's in between colors, just don't do purl with new color. So here, after changing colors here from blue, for example, to green, first row, actually not row, round will be just knit stitches, and then we jump to our stitch pattern. And here also, why I introduce here not only knit 2 together but also SSK, because here you see the crown, it's worked by these 4 lines, decreasing is going by these 4 lines. So, and usually if you have 4 lines of decreasing on a head, it's like one side of the line is knit 2 together and other side of the line is SSK. So right leaning decrease or left leaning decrease. But the knit part itself, so you will work all the way knit purl to purl or purl to knit 2. Here is my level 2 hat. So, and also for example, for level 1 hat we started with a band and worked back and forth, and then had a little seam. For the hat, level 2 hat, we starting working in a round sorry, we starting working in a round right away. So, and I'm showing little trick how to connect this beginning cast on edge in a circle, so it's not much gap between your last and first stitch in the round. So again, working on all these videos that need to be put together for the head. And second sample I made just a little bit differently with less stripes, just plus I think it's different stitch numbers also here. So did I? Okay, here is my level 2 hat, and it is also Birocco vintage in 2 colors. This green is leftovers from my level 1 hat, and this blue color, I think it's called cotton candy. It is very nice blue. I think it's showed maybe a little bit different in a video right here. And this is also just super simple ribbing, and oh yeah, here is also different height of the ribbing in comparison to this one. different number of stripes. So level 2 hat, I think it's like 80%. I'm done with about 80% of the videos to put them together. So because some of videos I shoot one part and then another part, so it won't be like a one video where I sit, it just knit, and you will see all my stitches, how I work. No, it will be more like a, here we be doing this step, and I'm showing this step, like casting on. I don't want to show like if I cast on 80 stitches, that's I only doing 80 stitching on the camera. No, sorry guys, I value my time and I value your time also. So you don't need to scroll this video and wait as I'm finishing my casting on. So for example, I show you how to cast on, be doing like on a camera like 10-12 stitches, and then you walk by your own, and after you finish I show you how to connect this, what we will doing. And for example, next step, if we're doing a ribbing, so I'll show you here we'll be doing knit 2, purl 2, and so on, and where we place marker, beginning of the round marking, and then you work your ribbing until you like done your how many rows. Again, rows. I messed up so many times in a video. I always try to call rounds as rows. If you heard this in a video, sorry, but it's like this messed up my brain sometimes. Even I know that it's a round, but because English it's not my native language, so for myself I'm still thinking in my language, and we have not much difference between rows and rounds. It's not a different word. I try to add extra like caption in some videos, so it's not a row, it's a round, but I think it will be too much at some point to add these comments. Just keep it. If you're working around, we're working around. Okay, this was level 2 hat. And the next, ta-da, level 3 hat. For the level 3, I'm introducing yarn overs, so it's more like an introduction to the lace. And here is my lace, sorry, level 3 hat. So you will be working here. I think this is my stitch pattern, repeat if I'll show here. You will be working here with yarn overs. Again, knit 2 together. You learned it before already in level 1 and level 2. And SSK, again, left leaning decrease. So, and yeah, and here at the end, we come in this nice part, the crown, and here we're going all the way to decrease as much stitches as possible, and we will be using here double point needle. I'm thinking also to show you here a magic loop, but I'm not a big fan of magic loop style, so I'm not sure if this will be a good introduction from my side for you. So I'll show you. And also because why I'm introducing DP ends here on the crown, because I think to start working on DP ends on a bigger circumference, is more like efficient to understand what you will be doing if you will be going then in a small circumference, like for example for the sock or for the mitten or so on. So here in the head you start with double points, but your circumference will be the circumference of your head, and you will have enough stitches to hold on your double points. And I show how I'm holding my double points, so you can try what is more comfortable for you. And then you will decreasing, of course, the crown and going with smaller and smaller and smaller amount of stitches. So yeah, you're learning how to work around even smaller circumference. So this is my three starting points at this moment. But I'm already thinking, and even I have yarn for the fourth, definitely. And fifth is on the back of my mind already, thinking what I will be introduced in level 5. So I will tell you that level 4 definitely will be with cables. Simple, but cables. And so thank you. I think it's Mary, yeah? Thank you. She's writing, love your idea of intro heads. Yeah, so the idea of this is like, I know some people trying to learn some kind of stitches, but it's like you learn stitches on like a, I don't know, it's a swatch, yeah? And what you will be doing with these swatches later. Some people doing like a blanket or pillowcase or something, or washcloths. But for example, I don't use washcloths and it's not much used for me, and so that's why I try. And I love hats. I make lots of hats, and I made I don't know how many for to donate. And also the idea, even if you don't need a hat for yourself, if you don't need a hat for yourself, you can gift to somebody, to a friend, or if you don't know anyone to gift exact hat, you always can donate a hat. And it's so many places where you can donate any hats for adults, for kids, even starting from preemie, that's some hospital collecting, and so on, for newborns. So it's usually the whole list of places where you can donate a hat. And if you want to learn a new skill, a new stitch pattern, it is a great way to practice. You don't need to do it's big. You don't need to jump right away to make a cardigan or shawl or something. But you practice on a fairly small item that's used not much yarn, and you practice your skill. You even, for example, for this level 1 hat, you start practicing, you just need stitches. After you finish your hat, it's, I think I count, it's about, in my gauge, it's around 4,500 stitches. I think you have good practice of your knit stitches after you finish this hat. And with the next is we practice purl stitches, just a little bit of knit two together and SSK. And so next is again a little practice of lace. It's not too complicated because it's only one side with yarn overs and knit two together, and second part is yarn overs and SSK in different direction. So, and again, number 4, level 4 will be about cables. And then let me go around in my head before I spill the beans. Yeah, and because also I'm doing a lots of video around these hats, it take more time for me to just write a pattern. And what else I want to say? Yeah, about videos also. And I already add couple videos, actually it's I think 4, of basic knitting technique. So it's like I call it basic knitting series. Just how I do knit stitch continental style, purl stitch continental style, simple long tail cast on, and basic bind off. So this 4 videos already on YouTube, so and you can check it just to see how I do this stitches. And for the long tail, I already told you in the beginning with the hat. So I show you how to estimate this long tail before you start casting on. So, and yeah, this is the project that I'm working right now, and I'll be finishing, hoping this May, all these three level 1, level 2 and level 3 hats, so that I can publish and start working on actual hats for the next levels. So this is my new adventure for my hat adventure. But I always love hats, and that's why it's like probably natural for me. Somehow I don't have many published pattern with hats. I have only, I think, 1 crochet simple and 2 knit versions. So 1 with cables and 1 is work top down. So this actually also will be, one of the hats will be top down. So it is also interesting for knitters, doing different way, not from the band to the crown. I like to knit hats from the crown to the band if I don't have much yarn and I want to use the yarn up to the max, so just work top down and just use the yarn as I'm going. Yeah. So, and this is my, like I said already, this is my new adventure with hats, and I'm working on this project, and so hoping that all 3 will be published in May, and then we'll see how it's going. And so okay, let me check if I talk. Yes, I did talk about videos, and yeah, so all the video tutorials for exact each of the head and so on. And last little project that's it's like I continue through a couple months already. We are doing in our town yarn bombing project. That it means we're creating pieces that is crocheted or knitted, or sometimes even we accept made like out of felt, or yeah, something like this. So we collecting these pieces, and then we creating a mural. So it's on a big wall, some kind of picture. And this year we are doing a cherry tree, and so lots of cherry blossoms, lots of them. And this month I made, I think, 20 or 30, I don't remember how many already. And this is one of these tiny flowers. It's not so tiny, but anyway, it's small. And most of the flowers already in a place where we will be starting creating the walls. So, and probably at the end of the May we will be putting all these flowers on the wall, and it will be big cherry tree, mostly crocheted cherry tree picture of it. So again, working on these things, like in between other things. I think I posted one story a couple weeks ago. I was at the stadium with one of my boys for track and field meet. And this time we were there for the whole meet. So before we were usually like about half, or maybe a little bit more than half, and this time we were there for the whole meet, from the morning to the evening. And in between, like watching kids, how they are running, jumping, and so on. So it's a track and field meet. So I was sitting in my chair and crocheting these flowers, and I didn't think that I will be doing so many of them during this meet. So at some point I ran out of yarn. So I use two colors, one for the middle and one for the petals. So, and I ran out of yarn, one of them, before meet ended. So I was like, okay, I need more yarn. But yeah, then I was waiting like about 2 hours just to finish this meet, and my kid was running almost in one of the last events. So yeah, sometimes I prepare to go and bring my project, like for example, where we were going on a spring break camping trip. I took 3 different projects for a 3-day trip. And so it was plenty of yarn, but sometimes I'm not I didn't estimate exactly that will be more knit or crochet time, so I didn't bring enough yarn. Yeah, this is how a crafter's mind works. Sometimes it's too much, sometimes it's not enough. So again, these flowers will be on the wall probably at the end of May. So, and yeah, plenty of time to wait and plenty of time to work for more flowers, but I'm not sure if I will be doing these more flowers. I did already. I need to actually look through my picture and count how much I already made them. And I think we have kind of enough right now, so to cover the area that we were thinking to cover. But if people bringing more, so it's not like I am only working on these flowers. It's a big group of people, volunteer, bringing some, making 1, 2, or 10 and 20, whatever, how many they want, and can make and bring to yarn store, and then we will be even smaller group of volunteers doing actual the wall and putting this everything on the wall for a big mural. And if you want to see our previous pictures, I think I have in highlighted stories previous years. So this last year we made hot air balloons. Year before, I think, was big rainbow out of flowers, and so you can scroll through highlighted stories. It's called wax hoe yarn bomb, and see all other pictures. So you can have some idea what I'm talking about here. Okay, I think that's it for today. So once again, if you want to test a big shawl, that is kind of secret for right now, but the publication will be in winter, so end of this year, and it is in Tandem magazine. So if you want to test a knitted shawl, triangular, symmetrical, worked with 2 colors, check Yarn Pond and apply on a Yarn Pond for a test. And if you know very beginners who would like to try to improve their skills and work gradually, so on next level knitting projects, so you can tell them that I'll be publishing this one head at a time kind of course, but it will be just one pattern, second pattern, and then next pattern, so on. So heads, make heads to improve your knitting skills. This will be going out so through this May, and it will be continue unless I run out of the ideas what will be next level. We'll see how many level heads I can put together. Okay, so if you have any questions, comments and so on, you know the place where to put them, or you can also DM me and ask any questions. So, and this replay will be also on YouTube a little bit later today probably, and I think that's it. See you guys next month. So also about like beginning of the month, depending on a day of the week. It will be probably last week of school for kids, so I need to squeeze this between before they come home during the days. Okay, see you next time. Bye.